video. If you are a new subscriber, hello and welcome. If you are returning, thank you so much for tuning back in. I just wanted to start off this by saying thank you guys. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. I think my last count I saw was like 920, and 1,000 is like the first goal, you know what I mean, when it comes to people starting channels and whatnot, and we are almost there. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the ones that are so consistent and are commenting and are liking and all of those things. Sometimes I forget to ask you guys to subscribe and like and comment, but you guys are doing it, and I just want to say thank you, and I hope you continue to tune in, and I hope you continue to like this content. And if there are certain things that you want to see, please leave a comment for me below, because I'm open to ideas. I mainly vlog day in the life, dealing solely around my career and family, and eventually I do want to venture out and do other things, but as of right now I really enjoy doing this type of content. So I'm headed into work. It is an office day for me. For those of you who are new, I am on a hybrid schedule, so I work 3 days from home, which is Monday, Thursday, and Friday, and then on Tuesdays and Wednesdays I work in the office. And thankfully I have a job that is flexible enough where they allows me to pretty much choose the days. To give the quick spiel again for those of you who are new, I am an insurance underwriter, specifically commercial insurance. So that's business insurance. The lines of business that I'm focusing, or the lines of business that I underwrite right now, are workers' compensation, general liability, and umbrella policies. I used to do BOP policies, or business owners policies, which is basically property and general liability, but my company is no longer offering the property portion of it, so now I'm just down to general liability. Prior to that, I've had experience in those lines that I just mentioned, and also a little bit of commercial auto. But yeah, I work heavily with workers' compensation right now for businesses in the medical field. I don't do health care insurance. I don't underwrite health insurance. No, I underwrite property and casualty and workers' compensation for businesses that are in the healthcare industry. So guys, nothing has changed as far as work. There's still lots and lots and lots of work to do. I'm still playing catch up, which seems that it'll be no end to that, which I want to be positive about it, and I am being positive about it. However, there is a reality to it. Yeah, so I pretty much just go in every day, work the hours I'm supposed to work, try to get as much done during those hours, and sometimes I do work a little bit after, or even sometimes I have to work late at night, early morning, if there are pressing matters. I want to get a better work-life balance. Hopefully, eventually soon, I will be able to catch up where I can just start from a clean slate, if that makes any sense. But just with the way things are set up with my department, there's literally my underwriting director, me, and then a senior underwriter. So I handle my lines of business. The senior underwriter handles management, liability, and cyber insurance. And then my manager, she does large accounts. Okay. So if I'm out, yes, they back up, but only on urgent matters, quick matters. So it's the type of thing where if I go like on vacation, my work for the most part is sitting there waiting for me. So that's why it's sometimes hard to see, like, how would I ever catch up? Because if I have to take a day off, you know, there's backup. When I came back from maternity leave, I'm just giving a quick spiel, guys, because there are a lot of new people. When I came back from maternity leave, there was tons of work left for me, backed up work that I'm still digging a hole out of to make, just to be quite frank. And I feel like, and I talked about this with my husband, I feel like I will need to just take a Saturday where he just takes the girls, they do something, go somewhere, or I just need to take a Saturday and just do a lot of tasks and catch up. I feel like that's the only way that I will be able to catch up, is if I work outside of my required hours. But anywho, on today's agenda, I will be prioritizing the things that need to be prioritized first. So usually I just check my emails and see if there's any pressing or urgent matters that are up front. And if not, I will probably start kicking out a few renewals and then move on to if there's any new business. And then I need to get my task box down. I would do some of that. So, I mean, there's always work to be done. And then for lunch today, I don't know what I'm going to do for lunch today, but I think I want to definitely break away from the computer and go get lunch. So we'll figure that out as well. So I'm going to stop rambling and finish out my drive to work in silence or in prayer or listening to some music or all the above. And I will see you guys in the office. Hey guys, so it's lunchtime. It's about noon or a little bit after noon, and the VP of Workers' Comp wants to take my team out to lunch. So I'm not gonna turn down no free lunch. So I'm gonna use the bathroom really quick and then I'm gonna head out. I wonder where we're going, because he's a little fancy. He like expensive stuff, but he always pay for it. So hopefully we're going somewhere good. So I am off work. I'm at home. Just got home. It's 4:43. Had to stop at the store, of course, because you guys know I live at the store. Had to stop at the store and get some dinner. It's Tuesday, so we're doing Taco Tuesday tonight. Dre has to work a little bit later, so I'm gonna hurry up and try and make dinner so that he can eat and relax a little bit before he goes. There's my little pose in the background. Hi, honey. Hi, honey. Yes, so I'm gonna go ahead and get these tacos started. Just some hard shell tacos with some lettuce, some cheese, some sour cream, some onion, and taco sauce. Something simple, something I can get done quick, and because I have laundry to do tonight. I wanted to do either my hair or Poem's hair tonight, but I'm not sure if that's gonna happen. But definitely I have to get laundry done tonight. Definitely have to get laundry done. And yeah, so for lunch we went to, I'm gonna put the name here because I forgot what the name of it was called. And it was okay. Like, I left still hungry. But they had a lot of charcuterie boards, different cheeses, paninis, little salads, like probably your like better foods, like healthier foods. And what we had was, it was good, but it's not something I would go out of my way to go and get again. They were having like happy hour, and so I think people go there for like the aesthetics and the ambiance. I mean, it was a nice place. I've always passed it going to work, and I never knew what it was, but there weren't many options on the menu, so I just settled with a chicken and mozzarella panini and these like homemade chips that were bland. But I didn't have to pay for lunch, so that's a plus. So let me get to cooking because it's 4:45. I should be done like within the next 30 minutes. And yeah. Yummy tacos. The onion set it off. And this stuff right here is really good. Clearly there's no more, but it's fire. Some Taco Bell fire sauce. I'm about to eat this and start some laundry.
Mallory.
My turn. Okay. Okay, so we've started. August renewals are done and complete. We've started issuing September. Some of what I'm starting to notice, like for instance, since we're doing a lot of the workers' comp, if there's a CGL that renews in October, I've been noticing that they're in velocity, so I'm assuming that's when we started putting Georgia in this past October.
The CGL renewals are in velocity?
I've seen a couple. And didn't we start putting CGL in October?
Yeah, they should be in velocity.
So,
that's
okay.
Right.
So I guess.
My brain was.
Didn't we have 1 month that went back to
November,
yeah.
I think.
November? Okay.
Okay, the thing about it is, when we first went to velocity, we only did Georgia, Alabama, and Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So anything between October and April.
Hey guys, so I am actually here in our one of our meeting rooms. I had a claims analyst or rep reach out to me because they received their first general liability claim, and they kind of wanted to go over some of the policy language. So she wanted to set up a meeting with me today. I was able to find some time during this busy day. It is 1:27. I'm meeting with her at 1:30, and we're just going to go through some of the policy language. I don't know exactly what questions that she has, and this is kind of my first time doing it. I can interpret the policy, but so much that's going to be up to claims to really determine if they're covered or not. But I understand from an underwriting perspective her wanting to know what some of these things mean, or what some scenarios, if certain scenarios would be covered or not. So let's see how this goes. The occurrence is $1 million. That is the amount that we will pay out for each occurrence, so each claim basically. But the aggregate, the $3 million aggregate, is what we will pay out in total for that policy term. So say for instance, if there's 3 claims that are filed in 1 year, and each of them, were settled for $1 million, and then we get a 4th claim that year, well, we're maxed out at the policy coverage now.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that's what general aggregate
Yes.
is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let me just repeat that too, so you know I understand.
Yeah.
So
Hey guys, so I'm off of work. I'm headed home. I am so exhausted, guys. I'm mentally exhausted, physically exhausted. I'm just exhausted. I've been exhausted for the last 2 days. Let me fix this camera. I have literally been exhausted for the last 2 days. And it didn't help that I went to bed last night super late. I only got like a couple hours of sleep. And then that last meeting that I was just in just drained me mentally. Like, my brain hurts a little bit. As an underwriter, we're hired to review the risk being presented, and based on our company's guidelines, based on certain state factors, based on certain things, I am able to determine if we will consider a rate or not. If we will consider writing a risk, okay? I have no issue with going over coverages and what we actually cover as far as limits. And I can answer some of your scenario-based questions. But the claims rep that I was interviewing with, she had all these scenario type of situations. She wanted to go in depth. She even asked me, like, who would investigate? And I'm like, your claims. You tell me who would investigate. And a lot of the things that she was asking, I had to keep telling her, like, that's something claims will have to determine. Like, an underwriter's job is not to dissect the policy documents and tell you what is covered or not. Now, for this instance, there's a lawsuit. She showed me the lawsuit, and the plaintiff is listed as a named insured on one of our policies. So it's not the first named insured on the policy, but they are a named insured, so meaning they are covered. So in the sense they do have coverage, it was a slip and fall. It's for GL. They're covered. I was able to break down what the limits were, what it means for occurrence versus aggregate, what hired and non-owned auto coverage on a GL policy, what medical payments, all of that. But the questions that she was asking, I was not able to answer because I'm not claims. I'm not trained. I don't have experience in that. Now, what I did was I told her, I said, look, certain coverages, you can go into the policy documents. You're going to have to read the policy documents, like what's excluded. Does it fall within this guideline? Because that's what I would have did. That's what I was doing. And she was like, do I need to know this certain information? And I told her, well, maybe, yeah, because if it's a situation where they file a claim and there's multiple businesses in that building, you want to determine if the slip and fall was actually in their location. And she was like, well, who investigates that and all that? And I'm like, claims. Granted, she is used to doing medical professional claims, and I think they're going to switch her to doing general liability claims, which I understand is something new. But it was a lot, and I took a positive out of it because it forced me to really look at our policy guidelines and have to be able to explain it, which I can explain it. Like, I know our policies are occurrence based. I can explain what that means. But a lot of the questions that even when the agents ask us certain things, and we want to be careful, we don't want to say that, yes, this is covered, no, this is covered. A lot of the times we are advised to say that is something for claims to determine based off of what the policy entails. And claims is responsible for digging and diving into the policy and determining if something is covered. So she wants to meet again next week, and this time I'm bringing in my boss because my boss is just so smart, and she's been in insurance for 20 years, doing underwriting for 20 years. She's she knows kind of everything, like all departments. So I'm going to bring her in just so I can learn some things too, but because I'm like, ma'am, I'm more than happy to help. And I was explaining things, but I had to search some stuff. I was like, hold on one second. Let me search. And some things I went on to Google to find. I don't know that I have been this exhausted in a long time. And when I say I'm exhausted, like it's running into 2-3 days. Where it's like I'm up, I'm functionable, but mentally it's starting to get to me. And what I mean by that, like I could be at home, and this is true story. I could be at home washing dishes and I just feel a cry in my spirit. And I'm laughing, but I just feel like I need a good cry, you know? But the tears aren't there. They're not coming. I'm sure they will. But when I feel like that, you know, I immediately start to pray. I start to worship. I'm just overstimulated. I think that's what it is. I'm exhausted and I'm overstimulated. Like, for instance, last night, I came home from work. And I ran to the... Okay. See, like, even now, y'all, I can't even talk. I can't even think. Like, for instance, yesterday, I worked all day. Mind you, there's a little bit of stress on my job. I get out of work, I'm in traffic, gotta go to the store, pick up dinner, get home. I clean up the back of the car because it was just a mess. The girls' toys and stuff, and it smelled like maybe some food was left in here from back there. I didn't find no food after I cleaned out everything, but had to go in, loved on my kids, said hey to my husband, had to cook because he was in limbo if he was on call last night if he had to work or not. He did end up working, but getting food ready. The baby was crying, having to stop from the food to feed the baby, and then poem telling me about her day, which I love hearing about her day, but she's wanting attention and she's, you know, trying to get it the wrong way by just whining and crying and not saying words. I'm like, girl, you 5, talk, what do you need, what do you want? And I'm trying to be patient, and she's just doing the most. And then Palace, she want me to hold her the whole time, so I'm doing this. I'm constantly doing something, constantly in demand, constantly. And even though Poem has a higher bedtime now, 8:30, which is great, the little one, Palace, she's everywhere. And so last night was just a lot. It was a lot. The house, the kitchen, after cooking, it was a mess. The living room was a mess. I'm trying to put the baby down. The baby go to sleep. Then she get up crying to sleep. It's so much, guys. And then I'm tired. I'm just so tired. Like, I don't get to sleep in ever. I don't get to sleep in ever. I have to wake up earlier now that Poem's in school. So we wake up between 5:15, getting her ready, lunch ready, her eating, getting me ready, making sure I remember everything out the door, the baby, making she wakes up when we wake up, so having to stop and feed her while getting ready, and then going back, and then here and there I'm getting texts in the middle of the day like, oh, you forgot to start the dishwasher, oh, did you leave the baby bottle, oh, did you, and he's not like, oh, but sometimes I'll be ready to like, do you know what's all on my plate? And I love my husband, don't get me wrong, I love my husband, and I don't think he be coming at me like that sometimes he do, but sometimes he don't, and I have to check myself like, Mallory, do not get offended, don't get offended, it can just be a question, you know. But it's like I have so much I have to remember to do, so much to do, like, and at the end of the day, women are, if you have children, 98% of the time, the woman is always going to be doing the most, more. That's just how it is, and it's okay to an extent. Andre is a great help. I'm not bashing my husband. I would never bash my husband because he is a great father. He is a great help. And even if I need him to step in, like I'm feeling overwhelmed and things of that nature, he will do what he has to do and step in. So I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is that there's so much on my plate that I want to sleep. I just want to sleep and not be interrupted. And that's impossible right now. You know, even on Saturdays, the girls are getting up at like 8 o'clock. Oh, Lord. I don't mean to vent to you guys. I'm sorry. I'm going to stop rambling because I'm rambling now. But yeah, so I'm going to head home. I didn't get laundry done. I did one thing of laundry last night. So much to do, Lord. There's so much to do. But Jesus is my help. If I didn't have him, I would not be pleasant to be around. telling you that. What is going on? Well, the great thing about it is, we always look at the positive, right? The great thing about it is I work from home tomorrow, so I don't have to, I still have to get up at 5 to get Paul ready for school. I should make Dre do it. I'm going to make Dre do it. Dre, get up and get your daughter ready for school. I'll make sure her lunch and stuff is packed. I'll make you a little list of everything that need to be in her book bag. And actually, I'll put it in the book bag. You just get up and get her ready. And let me sleep in. But you know what? It's okay, because I like getting my child up and getting her ready and seeing her off to school, because we get up, I like to get her dressed, and I like to make her lunch, and we pray. I always want to make sure I pray with her. And today, you know, we were a tiny bit rushing, not really. But she's like, oh, Mommy, we forgot to pray. And I was like, oh, you're right. And I had thought about it too. So it won't be keeping me in line, y'all. Well, guys, I'm not going to prolong this vlog any longer, because it started out as a morning routine and it went into a day in the life, and I just put it all together. I'll get better, guys. Please comment below what kind of videos you would like to see. Please comment below some encouraging words for your girl, because I need some encouragement. Ugh. All right, guys.